Hello, my name is John Biederman, and today we're going to be talking about how do you add a pledge in Simply Fundraising CRM. Adding a pledge in Simply Fundraising CRM is very easy, but the first question is what is a pledge? So typically a pledge in nonprofits fundraising is a promise that a donor will pay an amount sometime in the future. However, it can mean a number of different things based on how you offer pledging to your donors. Let's walk through it. So the first thing we're going to do is actually search for a donor, and the donor that we've been using in all these training videos is Wizard of Oz. You may want to look back at previous videos on how we added contacts, donors, how we added a gift and thanked that gift. For right now, we are going to add a new pledge for the Wizard of Oz. For pledges, there are 3 different types of pledges within Simply Fundraising. You have a fixed pledged amount, which is just a promise to pay sometime in the future one amount. Typically, this can be thought of as an invoice, that someone has said, you know what, I want to sponsor you, just send me an invoice or just send me a reminder to collect the money. So this is how what you put in, because they may take 2 or 3 weeks, especially if the check's coming from a company for sponsorship, for example. And this way, you can record the pledge that it happened, and then you can remind them if, for example, they don't pay within 30 days. The other typical type of pledge is a fixed pledge amount that has multiple payments. This is a situation typically in capital campaigns where you might have a pledge amount of, let's say, $100,000, but it is over 4 years and each payment is $25,000. The other situation where this happens frequently is with grants. In this matter, you may get a total grant amount of, let's say, $150,000, of which $50,000 you receive very soon, but then the rest of it is spaced out at reporting dates when those reports are due, and those can vary. So we call that an unusual payment cycle, which, of course, Simply Fundraising can handle. The next type of pledge that we're going to be adding is a multiple payment pledge. Again, we'll look up our donor, and it's going to be a fixed pledge amount, but multiple payments. So a great example of this would be a multi-year pledge for a capital campaign, or you might get grant funding where they make an initial payment and then a follow-up payment later on when you complete a report or when the work is done. We'll go ahead and make this capture check again. Click on Next. And we'll go ahead and say, all right, this pledge is for $150,000. All right, and we can choose whether it's going to be annually. Is it an annual pledge? If that's the case, we can make that 5 payments. It's $30,000 each. 30,000 times 5, of course, is $150,000. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and make this a unusual pledge cycle. We'll make it 2 payments, but we could have more if we wanted to. For the first one, it will be $50,000, and I'll say, you know what, that is going to be due on February 1st for this donor. But then the final payment of $100,000 isn't due until sometime in 2023 on, again, February 1st. Now that everything matches, we're looked to go. We can click on Next. And again, just like all pledges, you definitely want to track which solicitation code this is for. I'll just do it. It's for we'll do the Dragon Duel this time. All right, and it's actually going to go to a restricted general ledger this time. All right, capital campaign. We're going to go ahead and go to the letter only. Again, we'll do our standard thank you template, and we'll click Next. No custom fields, and that's how easy it is to generate a multi-payment pledge. Now the amount's greater, that's why you see a lot more confetti. The last type of pledge is a perpetual pledge. So we'll click on Add New Pledge, and again we will go to our Wizard of Oz, and we will set up a perpetual pledge with no end date. Cash your check. Here we can set up whether it's, let's say, $19 a month, okay? And we can say, all right, what are these options right here? It can be monthly. And even though we will charge them $19 a month, it is possible if there's a check, well, sometimes they might overpay. What should happen if they overpay? Well, if it's perpetual pledge, we want them to do nothing. If it's underpay, typically if someone underpays their monthly pledging, depends upon your policies and procedures, but there's choices. You can increase the next billing amount by the underpayment, or you can do nothing. Since it's perpetual, it just puts out the first 10. Obviously it goes into, since it's perpetual, it goes on forever. We just click on next. Again, you can set up the solicitation method, restrict whether it's general ledger, the different thank you letters. Again, I'll do letter only. Pick the letter template, click next, next, and submit. And that is how you set up a perpetual pledge. It is that easy. In another video, training video, I'll be going ahead and showing how you can do this automatically, where the donor can set up their own perpetual pledge through collect donations, so that you can handle all of these pledging aspects for monthly giving programs online and automatically then collect the money on a monthly basis.